Sunday Night Football next, the Texans versus the Chiefs. Tom will be back tomorrow. I'm Hallie Jackson. For all of us here at NBC, thanks for watching and have a great week.
KUAM TV 8, home of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Coverage begins February 6th, 2026. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
The island's faithful gathered here in Hagåtña in celebration of Santa Marian Kamalen. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama with a look at this year's procession.
United Airlines has turned travel into holiday magic with their annual fantasy flight, giving local children and their families a day of pure joy. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with the story coming up.
Local talent shines at the Nenny Christmas Market over the weekend. More from the Young Entrepreneur event coming up.
Hafa and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Thanks for ending your day with us. A display of devotion, community, and culture in Hagåtña this evening as the island's Catholics turn out to celebrate Santa Marian Kamalen, Guam's patron saint and protector. Every December 8th, the annual procession around the capital draws thousands from across the island to celebrate the hundreds of years old tradition, which coincides with the Immaculate Conception. Mitsuki Hirayama has the report on the ground in Hagåtña. Here in the heart of Hagåtña, the air is filled with prayer and anticipation in celebration of Santa Maria Kamalen Day, Guam's patroness and protector. And here behind me, you can see crowds of hundreds, if not thousands, of the island's faithful gathered here in Hagåtña to celebrate this very special day. And let's hear a little bit more from the parishioners who are gathered here today to see what this special day means for them. And Hafa Day, hi, can I get your first name and last name, please?
Catherine Macareg.
And what does this day mean for you, and why is it so special that you guys come out here today?
Oh, in first place, my daughter is actually joining the parade or the walk with St. Anthony Catholic School. And for me, it's actually something that I want to try and really pray for protection from the Santa Maria Kamalen. That's pretty much what I am praying for.
Certainly, and Santa Maria Kamalen is, of course, known as the island's protector, whether it's from earthquakes, tsunamis, or typhoons, and of course the pandemic and World War II. This year, what are you guys praying for? What kind of blessings or protections?
Yeah, so pretty much the protection of the island through the typhoon. As we know, that's pretty much the big one that's hitting the island, and the impact is really devastating most of the time. So I always pray that the typhoon will just go away.
Yeah, and you were mentioning that your daughter is part of this procession. How many years have you guys been coming out here for annually?
Yeah, so she's been with St. Anthony for 8 years. So if anything, when God permits and we can join, that's the time that we really try to participate.
Right, and I also wanted to ask, within your family or among your peers, are there any legends or stories of Santa Maria Kamalen that you guys hear, or even passed down within in the generations?
Oh, not that I know, but then I do heard that there's one typhoon that really just passed the time that we didn't celebrate the Kamalen's
as a holiday, right?
Yeah. When we didn't celebrate that one typhoon really hit us hard. So I'm really just really praying that it won't happen again.
Absolutely, and no doubt that shows like the divine protection that people here are really praying for. For now, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama reporting for KUAM News in Hagåtña. Thanks, Suki. In other news, on the heels of the Simon Sanchez High School rebuild delay, the Department of Public Works has released all related documentation for public review. DPW Director Vince Ariola says, quote, "We want the public to see the process for themselves." The agency confirms that the full procurement record, including evaluation documents used to select the highest ranked proposer, has been posted in an effort to reaffirm public confidence. As KUAM previously reported, General Pacific Services filed a procurement protest, triggering a stay on contract execution and delaying both the demolition and groundbreaking for the new Sanchez campus. In response, DPW saying, quote, "While DPW cannot comment on the motives of any unsuccessful proposer, the department notes that the current delay is solely the result of the protest action filed by GPS, not a failure of the government, not a failure of the evaluation committee, and not a failure of the procurement process." The agency further maintains it remains committed to moving the project forward and will continue working closely with GDOE, GIDA, the Evaluation Committee, and the Attorney General's office to resolve the protests as quickly and as lawfully as possible. An off-duty Guam police officer is now facing 7 criminal charges, including vehicular homicide and driving impaired. This after investigators say he fatally struck a cyclist in Tamuning hours later. Prosecutors allege 26-year-old Derek Florenzo Atten hit 30-year-old John Carlos Daniel Haas just after 2 a.m. on November 30, then fled. Surveillance video, witness statements, and damage to Atten's orange Ford F-150 all tied him to the deadly collision. Court documents say Atten later reported a separate crash off Route 1, but investigators determined it was staged and did not match the damage from the fatal hit and run. Atten also allegedly admitted to drinking that night. He was arrested Thursday and is being held on $20,000 cash bail. The case remains under active investigation. The Guam Police Department is now conducting an internal affairs investigation after an alleged incident between a high-ranking officer and a patrol officer. GPD spokesperson Norman Analista confirms the incident stems from a traffic stop followed by a meeting between the senior officer, the patrol officer, and that officer's command staff. Media inquiries about the matter reached the department before Chief Stephen Ignacio was even briefed. After reviewing reports, the chief referred the case to Internal Affairs for a formal review. GPD says no further details can be released to protect the privacy of those involved. Internal Affairs has 90 days to complete its investigation, and the case remains open. Well, the holiday season just got a little safer for Guam homes and businesses. The Customs and Quarantine Agency says all fresh evergreens arriving on island, including Christmas trees, wreaths, and garlands, have been cleared of injurious pests after undergoing required fumigation. Since November 12th, officers with the Biosecurity Task Force have overseen the treatment of 5 shipping containers holding more than 3,000 evergreen products. Each container is screened, sealed off, and treated with a calculated dose of methyl bromide gas before being released, and the fumigation mandate has been in place since 2016. A safeguard supported by the Guam Invasive Species Council to prevent harmful pests and diseases from taking root in our local environment. And while this year's shipments were clean, past fumigations have stopped everything from spiders and rodents to a garden snake and even a skunk. CQA officers continue to screen cargo, passengers, and goods at Guam's ports to protect the island from drugs, contraband, disease, and biosecurity threats during the busy travel and holiday season. Time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
While all the Whos of Whoville were laughing and eating, the Grinch from his lair started plotting and scheming. He thought to himself, how can I ruin their holiday meals? They'll truly despise dill pickle seasoning on fries. They're all in for shocks when I stitch them odd socks. So if you want to experience the Grinch's new meal, you can head to McDonald's and show him how you feel. The new Grinch meal, now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This holiday season, the magic is near. In every aisle, it's crystal clear. From decor that dazzles, to toys that bring joy, to sweet little treats for each girl and boy. Lights that sparkle, gifts from the heart, it all comes together at Kmart.
Welcome back to Primetime. The Guam Department of Education is applauding Estumbo Elementary School for a significant jump in its public health inspection rating, moving from a 22C last year to a 14B this year. The 8 demerit improvement marks a major step forward in the school's ongoing work to strengthen sanitation and safety standards. GDOE says student health remains a top priority, and this year's results reflect the dedication of the AES faculty, staff, and support partners. Principal Jonathan Palarca thanked his team, GDOE leadership, Guam Cleaning Masters, and the Facilities and Maintenance Division for their critical role in the turnaround. Estumbo Elementary plans to continue building on these gains, committing to a clean, safe, and supportive learning environment for students, staff, and families. Well, Pratehi Guahan is urging the community to take part in an upcoming comment workshop on deep sea mining in the Marianas. The workshop is set for Tuesday, December 9th at 12 p.m. and will be led by experts from Earth Justice, a San Francisco-based nonprofit public interest law firm. Pratehi Guahan has also released a comment toolkit to help residents participate in the Federal Register's request for information, and says the workshop is meant to provide even more support. The event is free, but space is limited. To register, visit KUAM.com. And on Saturday, the ribbon was cut for the grand opening of the newly renovated Sinahanya Payless Supermarket. Kathy Calvo, president and CEO of Payless Supermarket, says Sinahanya is the oldest standing location, proudly serving Guam since 1967.
Sinahanya is one of our smaller store locations in comparison to the big Mighty and the mall, but it is a very significant store for Payless Markets and for the Calvo family.
Governor Lilian Guerrero, in her remarks, shared she appreciates how Payless engages with the community and hears the customers.
They work with the local farmers. They bring in local foods here. And also just their vision in modernization and always advancing to meet the needs of the industry, the needs of the people, and the various products.
Shoppers can explore major upgrades, including a 25% larger produce department, a 30% larger meat and seafood department, and a 75% expansion in freeze, chill, and dairy. The refreshed store design draws inspiration from Sinahanya's agricultural heritage, creating a brighter, more welcoming shopping experience.
We are rooted in the community. Gininitano Sinahanya. And that is our theme for this Sinahanya store.
Well, it's that time of the year when holiday cheer fills the air, and at United Airlines, they've taken that sentiment literally. On Friday, Guam's hometown airline teamed up with children from the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the Children's Ark, along with their families, to show that giving to others is the reason for the season. Nevaeh Anderson has the story.
Here at the Guam International Airport, United Airlines is transforming an ordinary travel day into something special. Children from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the Children's Ark, and their families will be boarding a special fantasy flight, taking off for a destination filled with snow, lights, and even a visit from Santa himself. It's all part of United's global effort to spread joy this holiday season.
The Fantasy Flight is an annual holiday tradition organized and run entirely by United Airlines employee volunteers, taking off on its 35th year. With Guam being one of only 12 United stations worldwide bringing this experience to life, the Fantasy Flight Committee meets months ahead to create an experience that doesn't just delight, but wows. And this year, for United's 11th Fantasy Flight, 31 children from Make-A-Wish Guam and the Children's Ark were invited to come along. Make-A-Wish grants life-changing wishes for children diagnosed with critical illnesses, with a wish granted every 34 minutes across the U.S. and its territories. The Children's Ark, founded in 2022, supports families facing medical, housing, legal, and financial hardships, giving parents and kids a safe place to land when life gets difficult. And throughout the day, as check-in counters were transformed into snowy villages, gates into glowing wonderlands, and even the aircraft itself into a sleigh in the sky, it was clear this is a labor of love.
It's something unique that only United Airlines can do, right? And so we like to call it Uniquely United.
Managing Director Sam Shinahara says everything about this day has one goal: bringing joy to some of Guam's most deserving children. And they made sure the magic didn't end when the wheels touched down. The North Pole greeted families with ornament decorating, cookie stations, balloon art, face painting, and holiday games.
They're having some fun right now in the background, but very shortly, Santa's going to come out and deliver some presents for them. They've had the opportunity to put a wish list together, and Santa's and his elves at United Airlines have facilitated those wishes.
And for families like Christopher's, today is more than a celebration. It's healing.
It's actually our first Christmas all together back home since my daughter Sophia was away for about 1.5 years receiving treatment. So it's really special to us to have them invite us and have it all come together like this. It's really nice. So it gives her a chance to have a flight that's associated with more positive things, as in her past her flights weren't.
And finally, the big moment. Children rushed forward as Santa himself rolled in with a sleigh full of personalized gifts, each one handpicked from their wish lists. While United's fantasy flight may only last a few hours, for these children and for the families who've weathered so much, the memories, the hope, and the magic will travel far beyond the holidays. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
And holiday shopping got a festive boost this weekend as kid entrepreneurs filled the Micronesia Mall with their one-of-a-kind creations and growing businesses. Here's more from the Neni Christmas Market. From handmade trinkets to stunning original paintings, the Neni Christmas Market at the Micronesia Mall transformed into a holiday showcase filled with one-of-a-kind gifts perfect for stockings or ready to be wrapped with a festive bow. But the most striking part? The creators behind the tables weren't your typical merchants. They were kid entrepreneurs, young, driven, and brimming with talent. Among them was 11-year-old Nolan Munya, the artist and business owner behind Coco Creations, already making impressive business moves before even reaching his teen years.
My original idea for my business is to make like little packagings for kids to make, like DIY with instructions, but we ran out of time, so we ended up making art prints of my art.
Munya has been sharpening his artistic skills since he was just 7 years old. A passion, like his fellow many entrepreneurs, is now learning to grow into a full-fledged business.
It was good for me because I like people looking at my artwork and buying it as like a souvenir from me. It does encourage me to make more artwork because it's almost my first year anniversary of my business.
The event also featured live entertainment from local youth, hands-on weaving workshops led by master weaver Thomas Torres and Alyssa Posadas, tilata throwing demos, and a special reading of The Great Pescador by local author Cabrini Cruz Palomo. And the Nativu Cultural Group took top honors at the first ever Guam International Dance Festival and then turned their victory into a gift. Led by Dr. Benji Santiago, Nativu won Best Cultural Performance and a $5,000 prize. But in a surprise moment at the end of the festival, they donated their entire winnings to two groups visiting from Japan, the Yarutaka Yosokoi team and the Kuma House Cultural Group led by Miss Asami, a gesture many called beautiful to witness and a reflection of the Chamorro spirit of hospitality and unity. Dr. B and his students left the crowd in awe, not just with their performance, but with their heart.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view of a beautiful new island mural displayed in Tamuning.
Keep the smile on your face, the moments you can't replace, and I'll be around.
takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
KFC. Celebrate the holidays with KFC Hot and Spicy Chicken and Honey Hot Wings Holiday Feast.
Bringing back our best ones through the years.
All that deliciousness for just $39.95.
KFC, it's finger licking good.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby! Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit applied. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Better Together, Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas, and the Guam Army National Guard. Live here, serve here.
Viva Santa Marian Kamalen, everybody. Now, you saw earlier in the show, we showed you what is done to celebrate our island's patroness. And you know what? Even if you're not Catholic, all you have to know is she protects us. And that's why we celebrate this very, very special day today. That's what you got to know. All right, you know who is Catholic? The wonderful ladies and alumni and students of the Academy of Our Lady of Guam. And membership has its privileges. If you have graduated from Academy, Sharing a Good Cup of Tea is coming up. It's on 17th, right? So about 2 weeks after New Year's. Please make sure to pass by because it's from 1 to 4 and it is at the auditorium. It is amazing the sisterhood that Academy still has, producing amazing young women, very, very important parts of our island community. All right, Soja returns, speaking of someone with ties to the island, and returning is always an amazing thing, so make sure to check it out. This is also going to be on the 17th. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on January 17th, so make sure to head over to Leo Palace and check out Soja. Speaking of the Leo Palace, see how these things all kind of like flow together? The Jingle Bell Run is coming up, and you know, I posted on Instagram over the weekend. My good buddy Shaq Von Rumer, the general manager of the Leo Palace, ran 100 miles to support autism community together, and there is going to be the Jingle Bell Run over at the Leo Palace. This is becoming the place for the 2Ks and the 5Ks and the marathons. Absolutely amazing venue, and check out this shirt in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. I've been telling you guys, this is on the 14th, right? So it's before the Academy meeting, and it's before Soja returns. A lot going on after New Year's, and please make sure to register. And the game of the week in the more immediate future is coming up. So what do we have this week? On the 24th, right? Christmas Eve, we got a doubleheader for you. Nuggets and the Mavs and Rockets and the Clips, no longer with Chris Paul. Ain't that a shame? All right, but you know what's awesome? Birthdays. Here we go.
Happy birthday to a fabulous birthday celebrant. This is Marie Pareto Meno, and to my sister, the fabulous Marie. Your sister Lonnie and brother-in-law Vincent are sending you all the love on this birthday on the 8th of December. Ray Weaver, happy birthday to my stepdad Ray, who turns 53 this year on December 5th. Hey, nothing wrong with belated. Ray, we hope you had a good one. Samuel Donato, happy birthday to the pillar of our home, and we praise God for you, and we love and adore you, Dad. Thank you for all that you do. Love, Mommy, Gab, Gideon, and Kairos. And happy birthday to a member of our family here, Joey Calvo. Hey, he was my first boss when I started here many, many, many years ago, and he's become a good friend. Always good to see him. So, Joey, we hope you have a fantastic one today. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
And that's your primetime show. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus, and while many of you were wowed at the amazing creativity from this weekend's first ever Guam International Dance Festival, here's a look for those who missed out. Stay safe, Guahan. Good night.
1, 2, 3, bring it up.
All right, well, it's been a year.
Oh, wow.
It's what? It's December now?
Yes.
So we should do a year in review?
Yes.
And thank yous.
Yes.
And happy holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, thank you to the KUAM team for having us.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, who started it all was Nick Delgado, Peter Anderson,
Yes.
Jonathan
Both veterans.
Charvers. Yes.
And then
they were the first podcast that we had, right?
yes, and Joan
All
also
veterans.
is married to a
veteran?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot of veteran connection.
And then our producer, Jake Sablon.
Yes.
And then our former producer, Jen Chargala, right? She
Yes,
started with
very
us.
nice, uh-huh.
So, you know, thank you to the whole KUAM team and for everyone watching Veterans with Benefits podcast. And, you know, we never have enough time to talk about everything, but we do want to talk about, you know, the whole year and 2026.
Oh, and if it weren't for Joe letting us in the front door.
Oh, yes. Joe, always opening the door.
Yeah, so thank you, Joe.
Joe here at KUAM.
Yes.
And then also happy holidays.
Yes.
We hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving with family and friends. And then also Christmas coming up.
Yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes. So 2025 for veterans here in Guam. Locally, it was proclaimed Year of the Veteran Count and Registry. Because, you know, we have different numbers, right? We have the local number, which has always been somewhere around 20,000, 24,000, 25,000. The CBOC number, which is hovering around 6,000. And then the Veterans Benefits number is around, what was that, 11 or 10?
Gosh,
1,000 here on Guam.
One was 9, one was 11. Very different. And then I think they also use some of the census. The census.
Okay.
Yeah, so the DHA is the most relevant that we've got, and that came from the Congressman's office and their staff. Of course, that was also, you know, put together by a lot of great folks in different entities, like the Joint Micronesian Task Force, right? You know, we had some good folks there. I think that's Admiral Lasky, right, and their group. Really good, effective folks down on the ground, you know. So a lot of his good team effort there, trying to take care of all the people here on the island and in the region. So in Micronesia, right? So good folks there, you know, listening and getting out there, trying to take care of all the things that we need for our veterans.
And then we also there was a lot of outreach events.
Oh, but what was the number, by the way?
What number?
Because weren't we talking about the number from, you mentioned DHA, Year of the Veteran Count and Registry?
What do you mean, what number?
Did they ever give us a good number?
Oh, I think it was 20,000.
Yeah, 20,000 plus was the number. And that number came out during our symposium that we had up at UOG in collaboration with
the
UOG
congressman
and all our folks.
gave us that number.
Yep, that came from his staff. But we do know that a lot of folks are working on that, you know, reaching out to all our different sources, trying to come up with that number. And the number came from DHA, right?
Right.
Department of
Health Administration.
Okay, very good. And that's good. So that's one of the things that we accomplished, right? Of course, that came out of the task force. It was a request from General Benny Polino to pay attention and get those things going. So thank you to the General and to Tom Atta, who was actually kind of the lead on taking the task of, you know, doing a lot of these different projects. So good job on both of them.
So moving on, we did a lot of outreach events, which is needed for veterans, right? Because a lot of veterans don't know what services or benefits are available to them.
Right.
So outreach is important. And I think that's one of the things that, you know, was highlighted in, you know, the different events that we'll talk about coming up. But a lot of outreaches.
Yeah, the OPA report, I think, mentioned that.
Right,
but
yes.
So what outreach did we do?
So
we had the monthly...
We had the Quality of Life Expo.
Okay.
And that's happening every year. And that's sponsored by, I think it was MWR.
Sounds about right.
J9? Oh my gosh, I'm going to get it wrong.
Yeah, I think it's J9.
So, because that was so long ago. Gosh, I think that was in February?
I think that would have been our
AUOG?
second or third one.
Yes, AUOG.
Yeah, right, yes.
So that Quality of Life Expo, that brought local veterans and active duty. So it really is catered towards active duty. So when you talk to active duty and you say, are you a veteran? A lot of them think, oh no, I'm not a veteran because I'm still in. You're a veteran. As long as you raise your right hand and you are going to get a DD-214, you're a veteran. So there are things that we talk to the veterans about, the active duty about, you know, once you're about to separate or retire, you should really come to one of the benefit boot camps, right? Because there are a lot of things you can be doing now to get ready to file your VA claim.
That's right.
Sometimes parenting can be hard. What should I be doing? The Guam Early Learning Council includes partners who can provide you with early childhood services and supports. We are here to assist. For resources and information, simply call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays. Early connection can change everything.
GU Self Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, Plines hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access, because your safety is our priority. GU Self Storage, voted PICA's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
For a lot of those that are listening out there, right, there's been things we used to do in the old days where, you know, we suck it up, we don't go to sick call. If you go to sick call, you're weak, and, you know, there's, I think, a movement in the military to kind of get the members, service members, to be a little bit more like the special ops groups, where they train really, really hard, and when they get injured, they get the best quality of care to patch them up and get them back into regular work again. So by doing that, I think it really does a benefit to all of our service members, because one, they don't have to hide that injury and it doesn't get worse over time. And now that it's recorded, now, you know, they don't have to be afraid, because it's taking an injury and it makes them get the needed care so that they now can, you know, operate and function at the highest level that they're expected to function at. And it doesn't put the burden of trying to treat and care for these veterans once they get out of service. And these are some of the things we do when we go to a lot of the active duty places. We talk to them about, hey, you know, we understand that a lot of the youngsters, right, you know, they're trying to get some time off. I mean, you know, or get some slack, right, somewhere, anywhere they can. But one of the things we have to do is be sure to also, you know, make sure that they're getting cared for, treated, and operating at 100%, because you want that when they're being deployed to combat or any of their missions. What we don't want is for them to be holding it, hiding it, trying to get through, and after they get out of service, you know, their service is not going so well because they have these injuries that in years past, if you told somebody you had an injury, they immediately start paperwork to get you out of the service. And for many of the folks, especially here on this island, right, it's a job that they want and they need to care for their family. And what we don't want is we push them out of the Guard and Reserve or even the active duty, and we in the federal government damage them. More importantly, we send them off to combat and they come back and we do our best, but they still fall through the cracks. The problem with that is you got to do a little bit more than just try. You really got to pay attention to them because they're under your care. You don't just get these men and women and you use them and then you spit them out at the end of their enlistment and expect that the government of Guam's GMH is going to take care of them and they're going to fall you know, into the system. So we don't want that. If you are in the service, your Department of Defense or Department of War today, it is your duty to take care of these people, care for them, and do everything in your power to take care of them. You have more money than the government of Guam, and we should be embarrassed if we're pushing these people out of the Guard and Reserve without running them through a system that will tell us that we've done everything that we could. No, you don't get to just sign off and force them to, hey, you signed this, and no, we can't re-enlist you, and, you know, because you don't want to do paperwork. Come on, guys, do your job. If you pick these guys up and they're in the service, take care of them and do everything you can. The same way you brought them on should be the same way you send them back out to us. If they're damaged, you fix them or you do the best you can. medical retirement, whatever it might be. So you folks got to take care of that.
I think the problem with that is a lot of our local military leaders don't know what the process is. And that's not an excuse, especially for the Guard and Reserve.
And they get paid to run that. If you're at AGR and you're supposed to be taking care of these service members, I'm sorry. You know, trying to get to lunch is a whole different thing because Mali and Pari are calling you to go eat, right? No. Take care of your job first. Fix those people. It is your responsibility. NCOs, non-commissioned officers, that is your job. In the old days, I used to go to people's homes and check what their living was like with their family members. You know, are they living okay? Do you know, is the house clean? Are the kids okay? How's the spouse doing? Those were jobs that I did as a E4 in the Army. And I'm like, if I had to do that and you're not doing that today, maybe you need to start checking whether or not you know who your soldiers are or who your service members are. Because if you can't take care of the home front, what makes you think he's going to be doing well out in the battlefield? So those are just some things we really got to take care of. So we got to get back to those things. And I know a lot of our older folks, they know these things. Now, if the ones that are subordinate to you aren't doing their job or if they're taking advantage, you got the power to do something to them. Get them in there, run them through the test. If they say no, say, well, if you say no, you got to make sure, because we don't want to hear that guy from, you know, Veterans with Benefits on the podcast calling out the leadership, right?
But sometimes we have to, because that's where things will change.
And they need to tell us, hey, no, we ran these guys through. Here's the letter. Because we've seen letters from the past where they were trying to force them out. They made it a point to get them out of the service. Why? Because they get them out of their hair. I'm sorry. The last time I checked, the federal government has more money than the government of Guam.
And it was easier to get them out because guess what that does? It frees up a slot.
Exactly.
But they forget about that member's 12 years that they did, the 2 years that they deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan. And they came back and they're broken. Take care of them.
And it's not like it's just an easy downhill, oh, I'll turn in my VA claims because of this, and they'll just hand me all these benefits and life is just going to be wonderful. It doesn't work that way. So if you're active duty or AGR or in any of the services, if you get hurt, you got to go report it. I'm sorry. And from now on, you know, that's the thing we should be doing. You hurt them and they're in the service, you fix them and return them. Don't return them back to the community and expect the community to take care of a problem that you created and not addressed on the way out. That is your responsibility. You have more money. And you as service members, you got to do your part as well.
Tender love and care.
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah. We just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, obviously. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure. Did you ask for it? No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. You're welcome.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
The next thing that happened was the summit up at Anderson. So that was geared towards active duty. So active duty.
Well, and veterans too, right?
Yes. Well, yes, veterans, but mostly those up at Anderson because, or Navy, or if you have access to the base.
Yes.
Because a lot of veterans who only served 4 years and they, separated, they don't have any way to get on the base. So we had it on Anderson, and then we did that in partnership with West Care, Wounded Warrior, and also with MWR.
That's correct. That's Ed Biakin over there.
Right.
They kind of put that together, and they have a lot of services up there. So, Ed, if you're listening, thank you for all you do, and you and your team up there. and you still got to see me. You can't avoid my phone calls all the time. I know you're a busy man.
That was the Veteran Summit. Oh,
Yeah.
but before that, didn't the convention happen around that time?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What
we
month
did.
was the convention?
I want to say it
forgot.
was it February?
I think around the same time, right?
It was January or February. It was early.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It was a good effort. Feedback on the event. It could have been more crowded. It could have been more veterans, especially since it was paid by the government.
Right.
The legislature allocated money to the GOVA office, so the Guam Office of Veteran Affairs, to hold this event. But there were many, many empty seats.
And what we got to do is we got to really work on that, right? And when we talk about that, right, so we've already reached out through HMI to really talk with the director and his folks over there. Maybe we can join these two events together, right? And hopefully do more of what we've been doing where, you know, we worked with MWR, we worked with WestCare on the summit, right? And we got to continue to do this because that's the only way that we can continue to bring our veteran organizations together is by collaborating and working together. So,
well, let's hope that becomes a good event for
well, we'll see.
2026.
I mean, they've already been contacted, so you know, we're going to keep pushing on our end for what we need to do for our summit. And oh, by the way, the summit was given birth to because of the symposium. We had our 4th symposium this year.
Yes.
And at the 3rd symposium, the veterans were saying we need more, so that gave birth to the summit. And you know, that's where we're at with that. So the summit will be taking place in the beginning of the year. A lot of good things going on there. Hopefully, before that, we've already pushed out the proclamation, right? And if that proclamation goes out, do you want to tell them what the proclamation is going to be for this year? I mean, next year?
Oh, no, we can wait towards the end.
Towards the end? All right. So what's next?
So the next is a fundraiser event. So there was a veteran golf fundraiser.
Okay.
And that was headed by Norma
Castellan
and Bob Kelly.
Yeah, she's over at Chugash, and she's a veteran, right? Bob Kelly, also a veteran. MSC, I think, is his company.
Yes.
So they're both veterans, and they took lead on that. So it's another way that, you know, HMI and our veterans organizations are trying to bring other organizations together to really promote that. And that's part of what the year was about, right? Was trying to get more veterans involved and, you know, coordinating these different events that we have so that we get more participation from not just veterans, but other organizations to come on board.
And then the next event was the Women Veteran event. So that's the women, you know, recognition of women in the military because they weren't allowed to join the military or have certain combat roles.
Yeah.
So that was changed, and that's something that is celebrated every year. So the Women Veteran event. So we had a guest speaker, we had a luncheon for women veterans, we did activities, we had raffle prizes.
So men aren't invited to that, are they?
They can come, but it's geared towards women.
Oh my gosh, hence the name, right?
Yes.
Do we have a men's veteran event?
Male veterans always complain about that. But no, women veteran event.
We got to look at that.
And then after that was a huge event, the Veteran Symposium, the 4th annual Veteran Symposium at UOG. Thank you to the staff at UOG. And then
President, right?
Yes.
The president early on, we met her at the same conference?
The
Is
same
that what
conference.
It was? Oh, by the way, we went to the same, was that this year, the same conference?
No, that was last year.
Was last year? Latter part?
Yeah, November.
Okay, so when we went to the same conference, we bumped into the president,
Yes.
President Anita Enriquez,
Yes.
and she said, you guys come up and we'll do the symposium.
Lecture hall.
Yes, so we were forced to use that place. It was great. And then who got to speak?
One of the professors.
The deans, yeah.
Yes, one of the deans.
Oh man, you didn't have her name, huh?
I know.
You're gonna get in trouble.
There's so many.
Yes.
There's so many people to thank.
Okay.
So thank you to UOG, staff at UOG, and then leading that from the HMI organization was Mary Uggan, Tom Atta,
Yes.
Edith Mesa, Frank and Chris Tidegui, Joe Ramos.
Yeah.
And then the food was provided by veteran-owned Dugout.
Yes, that's right.
The food was delicious.
Another collaboration where we try to get other, I think they did the food also for the golf tournament.
Oh, they did. Yes, they did do.
That's right. So it's a veteran that was doing that as well.
Right.
holiday tradition that brings about the best in our entire community. The KUAM Care Force is proud to continue our annual holiday toy drive to benefit the Salvation Army's Toy and Joy program. We're joining businesses, organizations, and individuals all over Guam as we spread Christmas joy by collecting new unwrapped toys and gifts for children and teens in need, as well as wrapping paper and gift wrapping supplies. Drop off your new unwrapped toys and gifts between now through December 12th to the KUAM studios in Harmon. And join us and help spread the love this holiday season. A simple gesture can go a long way.
And then another big thing that came out was the OPA report about...
We don't have any more events to talk about?
Well, we're still...
Oh, okay,
we're
go
still
ahead. We'll
going.
do the
Yeah.
OPA, okay.
The next thing was the OPA report, and that was, that was huge because it was 40-some pages of, findings on the Guam Office of Veteran Affairs down in Assen. So even though, the nonprofit organization HMI started Year of the Veteran Count and Registry, the GOVA office has only registered 2,197 veterans from 2017 to today, to 2025.
Yeah. And so, I guess this might be a good time to plug Eddie Regis, right? Eddie Regis and his nonprofit. By the way, Eddie Regis is a veteran. I'm getting tired of recognizing all these veterans on this island, but it looks like these guys continue to serve, even after they've gotten out of service. And I think it's just in our blood and in our, the way we've been trained. So the whole idea behind that was Eddie Regis many years ago had done some things with his nonprofit of disabled folks to try to help down at the cemetery. And I think he still continues to do that. And we really appreciate that kind of effort, and he continues to look at more ways to take care of doing the things that we do for our veterans. So I'm just saying that he's working, I think, with the director and some things. So again, right, just really good things happening around, all the efforts that, our veterans are looking at. We could call out all the problems all day long. Anybody can do that, right? This is bad, this is not working, this is not supposed to be this way, but to really sit down and really take action, to do something, right? If there's no outreach, have you gone to the villages and done outreach? Have you guys done that?
Yes.
Oh yeah? What do you guys do?
Go to the villages where the veterans are, and that's something that leaders need to know. Right. You have to go where the veterans are. You can't just come here once a quarter and set up in the mall and expect all the veterans to come to you.
Right, and they said it every 3 months they do that, right? And that's the Hawaii office doing that you're mentioning, right? And I think a lot of times they get together with the GOVA office, right? So that being said, right, there's also what we do as HMI, right? Every month we go out and we go to different villages, thanks to all our mayors out there that have provided us a space and, actually helped us with a lot of that. Most of the things that we're doing, for those of you that are leaders out there that are listening, okay, most of this work that's being done by HMI and the different efforts that we have are efforts that are being done through veterans, right? Veterans are donating to this effort, right? So they donate to the nonprofit. HMI is a 501c3. Yes, we can ask for donations. So if somebody out there is trying to twist your mind, telling you that we can't ask for donations, yes, we can, right? We can solicit for different things to help us with trying to take care of the different things that we're doing, like our outreaches. So that's where we get help. We also get help from our business supporters, folks like Ambrose usually provide us drinks, right? So that's also something that, we have to really be thankful for. So let's go back to the OPA report, right? So on the report also, right, so we look at it as an opportunity, right, to improve, right? We find ways to look at the things that are being said that, need improvement. And as we've been saying, if we're going to wait for somebody to come and help us, right, we're going to be waiting a long time. And what we need to be doing is to work together. No, that's just not a catchphrase. That's just not saying it. The actions have to be there. When we talk about coming together, we talk about the things that we've been doing this year by inviting other veterans and veterans organizations and working together to get them to do these things. So that's going to help us a long way to get past the deficiencies that we might be having and start improving on that by working together.
So let's move on to the next thing was the 5K, the Veteran 5K. That was headed up with United for Veterans. Thank you to Tammy Castro, Benny Barcinas, Tiana Guerrero, Terry Quabo at the Guam Cancer Care. That was a very, very successful 4th annual Veteran 5K. Thank you to Guam Running Club.
Yes, all veterans, all different entities that, again, HMI is bringing together and helping our veterans to see that if we work together, there isn't anything that we can't do. We can do just about anything. And this is going to continue to grow, and it's going to be something that we want to do. So thank you to those guys for helping us with that.
And the 75-inch TV that was won, it was won by the nonprofit organization that organizes the outreach part for the Operation Christmas Drop. So they actually won the TV, and they're going to re-raffle it off at their 5K to raise more funds. Then was the 3rd annual Veterans Gala at Dusit. Thank you to Rob Jackson and Charlie Hermosa for heading that up. That was another great event. Thank you to our guest speaker, which was Tom Atta. We all didn't know he was a comedian. And then thank you to